I think my state is going straight to hell. That's what I think. I really do think my state is going straight to hell. That's what I really think. I think it's going that way. I really do. 6,500 accused felons go scot-free as New York City's DAs decline to prosecute it. I really do think this is like design. I really do. I think it's by design that why everything is going to hell in New York City. District attorneys across the Big Apple last year declined to prosecute accused felons at nearly twice the rate of 2019, letting more than 6,500 suspects off the hook, the Post has learned. Prosecutors dropped all charges in 16.9% of the 38,635 felon cases that were closed in New York City during 2020, according to data compiled by the State Division of Criminal Justice Services. The year before, the rate was just 8.7%, and the average for 2016 to 2019 was even lower, 8%, the statistics show. Even though far fewer cases were disposed of last year, 6,522 defendants whose charges were dropped exceeded the 5,985 who weren't prosecuted in 2019. The total number of cases closed in 2020 plunged by massive 44.1% last year amid court closures during the COVID-19 pandemic, down from 69,119 the year before. A law enforcement source said that there were a lot of layers to the problem, including veteran prosecutors retiring or leaving for other jobs, and inexperienced prosecutors and cops making it harder to do trials, as well as political nature of the DA's jobs. The DAs are worried about getting reelected, the source said. Plus, you throw in a bucket of woke and no one is getting prosecuted. The source also pointed to the controversial recently enacted laws governing the disclosure of evidence to the defense, known as discovery. Now, if someone takes a plea, you still have to provide the discovery information, even though the case is closed. Before, you didn't have to. If you DP declined to prosecute a case, there's no discovery. The borough, which the highest number of felony cases that were prosecuted last year, was the Bronx. What a shock. Where the DA, Darcel Clark, dumped 2,408, or 28.5% of the cases. Wow. Another 2,365 cases, or 28%, were dismissed by judges, helping push the rate at which defendants were convicted and sentenced in the Bronx to a dismal 27.4%. Down from 44.2% in 2019. But the number was even lower in Brooklyn, where it dropped to just 21.1% last year from 41.5% in 2019. District Attorney Eric Gonzalez declined to prosecute 2,206 cases, or 17.8%, and judges dismissed more than twice as many, 5,335, or 42.9%. Manhattan outgoing DA Cyrus Vance Jr. declined to prosecute 11.7% of the cases disposed of last year, up from 7.6% in 2019. Only two boroughs saw district attorneys decline to prosecute cases last year at rates that didn't reach double digits. This is insane. This is truly insane. In Queens, under District Attorney Melinda Katz, the number was 99.9%, up from 5% in 2019. And on Staten Island, under District Attorney Michael McCannon, it was 8.2%, up from 4.8%. Last year's increase in the proportion of cases abandoned by prosecutors was also accompanied by steep decreases in the number of convictions and sentences of incarceration, the statistics show. Just 7.4% of defendants 18 and older were convicted of felonies, and 10.5% were convicted of misdemeanors, compared to 12.1% and 17.1% respectively in 2019. And only 3.8% of the cases that have begun as felonies resulted in judges sending criminals to prison for a year or more, or to jail for shorter terms during 2020. In 2019, prison sentences were handed down in 7% of cases, and jail sentences in 7.2% of the cases. Joseph Gickaloon, a retired NYPD detective sergeant and adjunct professor at the city's John Jay College of Criminal Justice, was outraged by the situation, saying, "There are so many people that will lose their lives because of that. Eventually, it's all going to backfire," he said. "It's going to take its course like everything else. The pendulum will swing back the other way, and they'll stop electing people who are pretending to be district attorneys in name only." A Bronx DA spokesman said, "We prosecute cases when there is legally sufficient evidence. We decline to prosecute or defer prosecution in cases where police may need to gather more evidence or secure the cooperation of witnesses so that the case can move forward. It is our duty as prosecutors to ethically assess each arrest as it comes in to determine if it's legally sufficient to proceed," spokeswoman Denise Marino added. Some corruption. There's a lot of corruption in New York. A lot of corruption with the DA, a lot of corruption, especially with this wokeness crap too. A Gonzalez spokesman said his office led the way at height of the pandemic last year by announcing that we would decline to prosecute low-level and non-violent cases in response to the public health emergency. We have since resumed our pre-pandemic practice, which includes robust diversion programs wherein we decline prosecution if individuals successfully complete their requirements, the spokesperson said. The fact that homicides and shootings in Brooklyn have decreased by over 20% compared to last year, and major crime is down 5%, proves that our approach has been successful and kept public safe. A McCannon spokesman declined to comment, and none of the spokespersons for the DA's offices immediately returned requests for comment. A spokesman for the Office of the Court Administration declined to comment on behalf of the city's judiciary. I'm telling you, man, this COVID-19 is really destroying things. It's really destroying how the law is supposed to work. It's destroying how to have justice. And I'm telling my state is going to have a lot of issues. My state is going straight to hell due to this COVID, and a lot of lawlessness is going to begin, especially that you have people that are not going to take the jab, and they're going to lose their jobs, and poverty will increase, and with poverty increasing, crime will increase. So I'm kind of worried about my state. I really am. I'm kind of worried, and I'm worried about how this is going to play out, because if people can't get justice, why call the cops? New York City is going to face a lot of scary times, and plus winter is coming for New York City. We're approaching the fall, and things are going to get very scary. Tell me what you think in the comments about this. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Later. I'm also on Podbean, Hard Talk Radio, and Anchor.fm. Hard Talk Radio. I'm also on Spotify, Hard Talk Radio. Instagram, Red Pill Man. Later.